Hey, what's up everyone? It's your buddy Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be taking an engine that we sort of fixed up a few years ago out of a Toro GroundsMaster 52 and plopping it into another GroundsMaster, one with a blown engine. Will that work? Stay tuned to see. So here's the culprit right here. This is the lawnmower we used to cut the grass at the country house. And I think the oil hasn't been checked in it for many, many years, and it would have ran out of oil and the engine blew. At the end of last summer, I ended up taking the head off and noticed that the piston wasn't moving anymore. So most probably the connecting rod broke. Engine's toast. So a couple years ago, I unknowingly had the foresight of picking up another Toro. We sort of got it running in that video I shot a few years back. And then I just sort of parked it there, not really doing anything with it. What I did was I ended up pulling it out of that tractor at the end of last summer, and then I gave it a little bit of a tune-up. I actually got it running pretty well. And then I dropped it off here, knowing that I would have to get the job done. And it's about time we get the grass cut over here, he said as he was not pointing to any actual grass. So hopefully it's a straightforward job. We just got to pull this guy right out and plop this guy in. Hopefully this is going to be straightforward and we'll get this guy purring once again. Okay, so that went pretty well. I think I have everything disconnected. I kind of disconnected the wiring harness along the way. I tried to leave as much stuff on the tractor as opposed to on the engine, seeing as though this engine is pretty bare and I want to kind of reduce the amount of work I got to do. So I took the governor linkage off. I had to take the carb off and then remove the whole back plate that has the governor linkage. So that's for the throttle control. Same thing, the choke cable, the gas line. I ended up cutting, this going to kind of the points, and there's a black wire going to, I don't know if that's a ground or something, but that's it. I cut everything and I left the end of the color, so I kind of know if I got to go back and see which color it is. If I get mixed up, then that's what it is. I also removed that kind of drive shaft going to the hydraulic pump, and that's about it. I think we're ready to chain this thing up and get it out of there. We are progressing nicely so far. All right, so the engine's out. Got a nice little cradle for the new guy. Now we got to look at, I know that the starter on this one's toast. If you recall in that video when we got this thing running for the first time, it took everything just to get that starter to work. So anyways, we're going to swap out the starter, obviously the solenoid that's on it, and carb. Carb's a good question. Like, if you recall, I made that, cheap carb overhaul, $0 carb overhaul, and it was on this FlowJet carburetor, the famous Briggs, I think they're called FlowJets. Anyway, so this guy was kind of redone a couple years ago. So let's leave this guy on. I had it running with it anyways, and that's it. And then it's really just a question of getting it back in and then hooking up the electronics and the miscellaneous parts, and I think we're progressing well. Okay. All right, let's tune this starter up. Perfect, ready to go. So we got the starter on, the drive shaft on. I think we're all prepped, and we're a little bit too lazy to drag this dead carcass over to the pressure washer, so we're giving it a little scraperoo, which is gonna be good enough for this old goat. So fun factoid about this tractor, I think this was given to my dad probably about 25 years ago, and my grandfather and I actually did quite a bit of work on it to get it running as smooth as it did. So as you notice, the tank has been removed, and we put this gravity fed tank because we didn't really trust the diaphragm fuel pump that was on it. And the hydraulic motor actually failed. The shaft that goes through it that drives the pump, I guess the bushing or the bearing, ended up chewing up the shaft, and he had a machinist friend. They removed the shaft, they remachined the new one, and they put it back in, and it's been running great ever since. Again, that's probably over 20 years ago. So I remember I redid the electrical. I was just a young kid getting started in mechanics. I noticed that I selected all blue wires, which, you know, sometimes when I find old repairs I did, I'm not too proud of my old self, but anyways, all blue wires it was. I was probably going with a nice big gauge size. Maybe that's the excuse that I came up with to justify it. But yeah, so we got several years of good functioning out of it. Hopefully we'll give it a second life with this old motor. All right, time to get it in. Steady, steady. All right, that's it. We persuaded it in. So we're all lined up. We got the drive shaft lined into the hydraulic pump. Our engine mounts are through the frame. Now it's time to put this guy back together. Final lap before we know if it runs. Okay, so we got the electrical kind of sorted out, wired everything back up, just put some connectors on there. The old engine actually had the points over here on the side. This one doesn't. So the wire that was going after the points for now, we're just gonna leave there, and we'll see if that causes a running issue. I swapped out this this plate that had the throttle mechanism on it, and I noticed that we don't have a gasket. The gasket that's on the old plate doesn't want to come off. So piece of cardboard to the rescue. All right, so we got the carb all reinstalled, gas line on, choke on, finished up the electrical. I just ended up putting little connectors like this just to see if it runs, and if it doesn't, we'll tape them up to make sure they're watertight. I drilled a little hole to get this bracket over here to kind of hold the wiring harness out of the way. And now it's time to put a battery in it. Let's see if it works. All right, so we appear to have some ignition. Mice are crazy, eh? They just get into everything. Yeah, left it here over the winter and they already burrowed. I had this thing all cleaned out, but anyways. All right, so promising, more or less, like at least it kind of fired. I don't know if that starter's kind of pulling too much amperage and it's not the best, or if that battery was no good. I get the feeling the battery's no good, so we're going to get a better battery and we'll try it. We'll try to crank this thing over properly and get it going. All right, take two, bigger battery, charged battery. Let's see if it goes. It's not getting its gas. We'll take the carb off and see what's going on.
Just has to kind of like a draw bit, you know?
You have a draw bit. I mean, the bowl's full.
I know, but it has to draw.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It just doesn't. There's a problem. There's a problem.
It's all screw thing.
Okay. So kind of strange carb issue. It'll start if you pour a bit of gas in it. It'll run a bit. It'll run on its own like it's pulling gas. And it'll probably run for about 20 seconds. And all of a sudden it'll just shut off. And even if you choke it, no matter what you do, and as soon as you start again, it'll start back up. So we didn't want to mess around and try to figure out what that was. We just grabbed the other carb and put it on. And that fixed the problem. But if you guys know what causes that, leave that in the comments down below. I'm really curious if you can help me out on that one. Let's go and see if this thing cuts grass. It looks like it's idling well, it's running well, you know, for an engine in this condition. Let's go see if it works. All right, so that's about it, folks. Looks like it runs, looks like it cuts, looks like we're back in business with the old Toro GroundsMaster 52. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Signing out.